Looks like I'm live. Good morning, everybody. Sorry about the last couple days. My absurd dedication to perpetuating a daily series has resulted in me having several on-camera breakdowns. So, yeah. Sorry. Anyway, though, I'm feeling better today. Um, yeah. Real quick, I am going to take my vitamins. Then I need to refill my medj. Which shouldn't take too long. It'll still take a minute, but it shouldn't take too long. So I've been playing a lot of this game, Dwarf Eats Mountain. Because I wanted to play a new incremental game, and yeah. Granted, usually when I'm playing a lot of incremental games, it does mean I am a little depressed. So, yeah. It'd be like that. Ugh. I am going to boot up Peak just in the background here. I'm just gonna absolutely house a fucking bagel. But yeah, in a very general sense, I'm still very tired. And again, more so than my usual tired level. A lot of my freaking out recently has been because I have become anxious about the concept of sleeping, which isn't great for your health. It yeah. Not sleeping turns out bad for you. So not to say that I've been intentionally avoiding it. I'm not trying to. It's just kind of the reaction to the anxiety, just the natural consequence of getting super anxious every time I lay down. Because I'm like, oh no, what if I suffocate in my sleep and like that's it this time? But I know, logically speaking, it is not going to happen. Having the diagnosis does not like materially change my conditions here, you know? I already had sleep apnea. It didn't magically get worse. Or well, it kind of did, but that's a separate thing. Um Getting it diagnosed does not mean that I am now able to be harmed in some way that I wasn't previously. It just means I'm aware of it. But being aware of it means that I am also able to get anxious about it, so it happens. But yeah, every time I lay down, I keep getting super anxious. It's interfering with my ability to do just about anything. Just about everything. Eesh. Because now, not only am I having shit sleep because I'm not breathing right, but also because I'm getting anxious about the fact that I'm not breathing right, I'm sleeping less. Just because it's harder for me to get to sleep. So, that's where I'm at. That's why I've been having such a horrible time recently. And the fact that the appointment is 7 months out, and like I don't even want to be in the country at that point, not helping. I'm doing my best, but gets rough. Sometimes you have a toughie. There we go. Anyways, hi everybody. Welcome back to the Daily Peak. I have just refilled my weekly meds container. So now I am going to be taking my morning meds with a lost and found zero sugar root beer flavored. If you guys have meds to take at home, I advise you do so now. Or, just be reminded. It's half the whole thing. The making a conscious effort to, like, put a distinct memory marker in my head for, taking meds is, like, half the point. Notably, that's why I will still do, like, a 5-minute death percent run. Even on days when I'm not up for it. All this is more about me remembering to take my meds than anything. It's also about all the other stuff I've said before, though. Yeah. Acclimating to failure, setting up a routine. Taking off the pressure for my creative work. Overall, this is helpful. Why I'm so insistent on doing it. But yeah, fair warning. My being tired means that I may or may not be as talkative. We'll see how it goes. I am also using my mouse hand to eat bagels. There's honestly a lot less damage than I assumed I was gonna get from that. Oh, that's my bagel done with. Bleh. A friend of mine, liminal forest floor shrooms, forest liminal shrooms floor? Whatever. He is starting up their own campaign. Fuck, what's their pronouns again? I'm searching desperately. He, him. Okay. He is starting his own campaign. God damn it. And I threw together a character for that. Most notably, I threw together like a hopelessly generic, cleric character. So like human cleric, uses this is Pathfinder, so it's the cloistered archetype. And I used all of the general feats that you can gain access to at the first level as a human, to get them shield block and medium armor proficiency just off the bat, basically, starting at level 3. So but yeah, no, it was it's a solid character build. The cleric of Caden Kalian, god of drink, adventure, and all of that. The accidental god. Yeah. Character has a barkeeper background. And I actually talked it out with my good friend. And since my character has that barkeeper background, and one of the major elements of the story is all of our characters are in some, like, decently high level of debt to the same nobleman, maybe loan shark. I'm kind of unclear as to what exactly he is, aside from wealthy and willing to call in favors. So I actually have a bar in the capital city, which is where the campaign's taking place. That we can use as like a home base. It's great. See, like, mechanically, I might be one of the most useful characters in the party. Just because I am well defended. I have, because of that solid armor and shield. Plus, I have like a semi-reliable home base, which upside and downside. When you have a home base, it does mean that there is a consistent place people can expect to find you. Shit. And if there is a consistent place for people to expect to find you, then that means both you can get reliable support and you can get reliable enemies, right? My character has retaken up adventuring both to help pay off this big debt, and because his daughter in the city recently went missing. And his daughter was trying to take up his old history as a adventurer. It's like, oh yeah, I used to do some of this. I dungeon crawled with some buddies for a while. That's why I'm level 3, you know? But I gave up that life. I just want to run a bar. I cashed out of adventuring to settle down and picked up a loan to get a really nice place. It's like, yeah, my original intention was just to offer this place out as effectively safe haven for adventurers in the area, but now I've become adventurers in the area. And the thought is he's dealing with some of the nostalgia of like, oh yeah, it's kind of, you know, cool to be in this role again, but also my skills are kind of rusty and all that. And like the reason I am taking up this mantle once again is not nearly as joyous as some of the experiences I'm having. Yeah. The most normal guy-ass character I could fit into the narrative, basically. Love him. Love Grayson, Cleric of Caden Kalian. Healer, Hearth Tender, etc. No, I don't actually remember if wearing a shield is a problem for doing magic in Pathfinder. It might be. I'm gonna be real with y'all, I haven't checked. I don't think it is. I think it's a problem in D&D, but it's not in Pathfinder. Let me actually check those, this is my live stream. I can do whatever I want. And that includes, looking up rules. Pathfinder 2E field and spell casting. Okay, yeah. Okay. Notably, um, no, it is not a problem to be casting magic with a shield on. But in order to gain the AC bonus from the shield, you need to take the shield block action. And since most of the most useful spells are 2 actions, um, and shield block is a 3rd action, that leaves you without additional actions to move or attack with a melee weapon or anything. So that's the balance is if you're spellcasting and also shield using, you're not doing much else. Makes sense. I forgot that I cooked that. That's on me. Wait. Damn it. Yeah, having a character with shield block and shit shouldn't be an issue as a spellcaster. And depending on how heavily I invest into using shields, I can also do things like get a fortress shield that other people can use in action to take cover behind. So fucking Warden of Caden Kalian, Grayson. I feel like I should have a last name for this character. Grayson is such an aggressively normal name that it does feel a little wrong to only call them Grayson. What if I just make it another color? Fucking Grayson Black. I actually kind of like Grayson Black. Maybe like Blackstaff or something? Grayson Blackheart? Sounds like a kind of ominous name that you would expect from someone who's like, I don't know, secretly a noble or something. Grayson Blackheart does sound like, oh yeah, this is a barkeeper with a dramatic backstory. This sounds like a guy who the GM has fleshed out a little bit behind the screen. Heart spam. Grayson Black. Grayson Blackheart. Yeah, alright. I like it. Heyo. How's it going? I'm out here talking about my Pathfinder character for an upcoming campaign that I'm gonna be a part of. Fucking Grayson Blackheart. Hopelessly generic human cleric build. How you doing? Blech. I'm very awake today. My tone's gonna be around here the whole time. Nope. And now that we have hit the campfire, death is real. So... after this point, stream ends when I die. As the rules state. And of course I would never bend the rules for any reason. God damn. It's a little viney today. Doesn't look like it'll be too difficult to climb. Well, I say that. It should be fine. I believe in myself. And with that power, you can do anything. If I learned anything from watching so much My Little Pony when I was a kid, it's that you can kind of casually depict a matriarchal society, and the people really won't notice if you don't make it an element of the plot, you know? Like, if you don't call attention to it, people are just like, well, that's just gender or whatever. It's like pretty explicitly that's That's a society that has all of the levers of power in the hands of women. Like, men don't seem to do much in that setting. Um, Not like in general, like in a meaningful sense, you know? The women are out saving the world, the men are doing the farm work, mostly. It's interesting. It focused very hard on being a very, like, girl power show, and, ended up, like, accidentally depicting a matriarchy. Which, based. But anyway, if I learned a second thing from watching all that My Little Pony growing up, it's that you can do anything if you believe in yourself. Oh, I need to talk with my family. There has been a planned camping trip on the calendar for a hot minute. Um, but I didn't realize until just recently, because I bought tickets way in advance, and, like, didn't bother to, like, put them into the calendar. Um, Virality is happening on the same weekend that my family is planning on doing a camping trip. And, as y'all might know, if you have listened to my content for a while, I can't drive. I've recently been advised not to, but even before then, I don't have a license. So if I'm going out on the town, I'm staying out, you know? My ability to go places is entirely limited by my ability to get a ride. It's part of the reason why I like going to Ferality so much. Fun fact is because I have a little bit more agency in what I do with my time and when. Like, the events are pre-planned and everything, but doing all that VR stuff, it's it's nice. It's nice to have that extra bit of agency that I don't get in my day-to-day. You know? It's also why I idolize the idea of living in cities in general, but also Europe in specific, so much. Because there is a lot more public transit out there. And I feel trapped in my home. Because, you know, whenever I start trying to drive a car, my brain enters disassociation mode. And when that happens, if anything were to jump out in front of me in the street, I would just hit it. That's, it's not an ideal situation. Disassociation, for those who don't know, despite the fact that I talk about it all the time, it's your brain creating extra space between you and the situation you're in. Like a specific subtype of a flight response, basically. Instead of physically running away, your brain just takes the you out of you and removes you from the situation you're in. It can lessen the emotional impact a lot, and it can, to some extent, make it so you are better equipped to act under pressure. In that you won't freak out in response to anything. But also, very frequently, one of the things is it takes your reaction time down to basically nothing. Because you aren't present enough to respond to things in the moment. I've tried to learn to drive several times. Whenever I do it with family, most specifically, I hit that disassociation state. I've had more luck with, like, instructors. But you also have to pay them quite a bit, so... Oh. Okay. But yeah, basically for mental health reasons, aka because of my mental health, I... legally speaking, no one is going to stop me from trying to drive. Until I hit someone. At which point, it will become a problem. It's one of those, like, this is not a thing that's on my record. No one will stop me because, legally speaking, the government doesn't know about it. But, you know. As someone who prefers to not kill other people when given the chance, yeah, I've been avoiding it until I can get some of my anxiety stuff more under control. So yeah, half the reason why I'm so very, like, Europe is because there is a lot more public transit overseas. Because America was designed by car guys for car guys. And also by weird fascists for weird fascists. Because, I mean, the people who founded this country were called the Puritans. It's not exactly hidden. But yeah. And, like, the Puritans were driven out of Europe for being too conservative for the Catholics. So, you know. Hell of a group to start a country. Though I am sure it is fairly predictable where we've ended up based on that is actually makes a lot more sense when you take that into consideration. No, shit. It's the top. Oh yeah. I wasn't expecting to make it this far. Gonna be honest. I thought I was gonna die before I hit this point. But if I'm here, might as well keep going. Which I mean is also my attitude on life in general, so. But yeah, no. Given that I, generally speaking, feel trapped in my own home, reality's been great for me. When I've gotten to go, it's been really nice. I've been trying to turn up every year. Just personally, it's nice. It's good for me to go. It's good for morale. So picking between that and the family camping trip that I mean, my family took pains to make sure was more accessible for me, given that I've begun to realize that I'm having issues with like agoraphobia and stuff. Like I am afraid of forests in like a very like notable, almost clinical way. Like it's an actual observable thing, not just me being unwilling to go out. It's... Man. And since I've been more open with my emotions on that subject, oh god. My family's taken more pains to accommodate me there, and I appreciate that. And I would like them to keep doing it. Which is on the list of reasons why it would probably be a better idea for me to go than not. But also, I want to turn up to the only event that makes me feel free. You know? And I'm a bit of a recluse. So it's good for me to go to both of these things, because they ensure that I'm getting out of the house, I'm talking to people more. Even if, in one case, I'm only getting out of the house in, like, a metaphorical sense. I'm talking to more people, or I'm getting out of the house. Both are essential for me to do. There's the level of, the camping thing feels more like an obligation than something I genuinely want to do. But, like, given that I'm a bit of a shut-in, I worry that my family doesn't really see that I am generally, like, an affectionate person who, you know, cares about them. Oh, shit. Okay. I'm fine. Be a tough choice. Fucking family or friends, you know? I guess Virality also has like a light career development angle because all of the people I meet there are usually like other people with strong interests in game design or other artistic works. It's good to know those kinds of people, even if I'm not actively working in that same field, you know? The more contacts you make there. Like, I'm not actively in a game design job, but if I know a lot of game designers and one of them run into like, hey, there is a new studio starting up, they could use someone, and you animate, you know? I needed to do more of those Manny and Quinn animations forever. It's like, you know, more people you know. But my family is the people who are most likely to finance any big moves that I make. And, like, on some level, they'll do that anyway. But it's one of those, I don't... I want that to be because they, like, trust me to do good things with it, not out of a sense of familial, like, obligation and guilt that I am imposing on them, you know? If I fundraise a project or a move from my family, I don't just want it to be because I'm family. I also want them to be, like, confident in my abilities. And you know, a good way to build that confidence is to hang out with them more. But it would also be to have more work to show. And I'm struggling on that front. So... I don't know. Given the sleep apnea diagnosis, oh, shit. I have been relatively sure. What is this? There's like smoke particles just like here? Am I hitting an invisible wall? This shouldn't be the edge of the world. What? Weird. I don't know. It's a tough question. All of it is. I still need to get all these applications filled out. My therapist said that they are going to help me out with that a bit more explicitly. Because it's very clear that one of the most notable emotional issues I am experiencing right now is as a result of my inability to get these done. Like, directly. I really appreciate the help there. I know damn well they know how to get my brain back on track. Even if it takes a bit of extra work. At least gonna get the applications to Nuremberg in. That, if nothing else. Yeah. I don't know. I might not even be in a mental state to make big decisions right now, but I mean, I certainly don't feel like it. Well, shit. Okay. I should have seen that one coming. Well, I guess that's it for today's Daily Peek. I appreciate everyone who tuned in. Thanks for watching. I will see all of you guys next time. Bye.